together.
Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है,
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं,
जो थारी राय सो मारी राय,
nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक.
किसी को आओ मत कहो,
किसी को जाओ मत कहो,
ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, Who asked you live a zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. कर्माणि चित्तशुद्ध्यर्थम ऐकाग्र्यार्थम उपासनम मोक्षार्थम ब्रह्म विज्ञानम इति वेदांत डिड्डिमः. Our scriptures tell that karma is done for what? What we know, do the karma for fulfillment of desires. And desires are such which can never be fulfilled. You fulfill one desire, second is standing in the queue. Take our day-to-day experiences. Suppose it is heavily raining outside and you are sitting inside the room watching the rains, and then you make an announcement. What lovely rainy day. If there is a nice hot coffee, how wonderful it will be. So your broadcast goes to that poor lady and she prepares coffee for you. Take. Not with love, take. Do you think we stop there? Only coffee. No pakodas. Then the pakodas come. There is no mirchi at home. See friends, in short, our desires can never be fulfilled 100%. And it is for this purpose we have to understand spiritual life means not fulfillment of desires, but rising above the desires. Rising above the desires means what? So when we are told karma is done for the purification of the mind, then what is the impurity in the mind? Let us know. Unless we know what is impurity, how can we remove that? Now, see for example. Now my shirt, it has got one color. Suppose there is some spot, some ink spot or some color, whatever. That will be seen as impurity. Because something other than what should be. Exactly the same way. Mind is knowledge. Consciousness is also knowledge. Now, what is the difference between this mind and consciousness? See? The difference is knowledge with desires is called as mind, and mind minus desires is called as consciousness. How simple it is. Man plus wife is called as husband. Husband minus wife is what? Man. Now this husband entity, is it a reality? So essentially, he is a man, accidentally, he became a husband. And whenever there are accidents, there has to be some problem. So, what is the spiritual practice? If you are married and if your wife is a terrible one and yet you are happy with her and with everybody, you are walking spiritual path. If your wife is great, understanding, supporting you in everything, and therefore you are happy, what is your contribution? See, if you can drive the car perfectly without committing any accident on a open football ground, what is great? If you drive car in Hyderabad and yet don't commit accident, then you are a genius driver. Therefore, the understanding should be clear. When we live at zero complaint level, we have no desires. And in deep sleep, what is that which we seek all the time? If somebody doesn't get sleep, he or she is disturbed. One lady in Bangalore, I was staying with them. One day she says, Swamiji, please tell me, what should I tell? I don't get sleep whole night. I said, then you are realized. Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sayyami. No, don't make fun of me. Then what you do? Then I do some kind of work so that I don't make noise and keep awake. So I do the ironing, keep the clothes properly. So if you don't sleep, what is the problem? He said, no, not sleeping is considered as something unhealthy condition. You have to sleep. Now what happens exactly in the sleep? In the sleep, we are all happy. Now why we are happy? Under following condition. Number one, we are nobody. Number two, we have no desires. Number three, there is no sense of otherness. These three factors put together is happiness, is bliss, is pure mind. And therefore, real spiritual practice is not fulfilling the desires, but rising above the desires. When we rise above the desires, we are not against anything. I'll tell you one of my experience. I was once in some Bengali family, and you know Bengalis, they eat meat or fish or chicken. So that lady knew I am vegetarian. And when we were taking food myself, she gave me in a plate, Ramana placed it as well. After a few minutes, her son came with his plate and sat next to me. And he had all the fish, chicken and everything next to me. She became so angry with him. You know, why you have come here, Swamiji is vegetarian, and started shouting at him. I said, Mama, be cool, be cool. See, it's good now, I told you, you sit here. No, I can't take it inside my mouth. Is it better? Or you start moving your ears. Or come in the front and sit, there is a lot of space here. Increase little more. Increase maximum. Maximum. Now we can't do anything. It is like government. We can't do anything. So I told that lady, I said, Mama, don't shout at your son. He is not asking me to eat and he is not taking my food. Why you are getting disturbed? Now, now it is going out of the hall also. So my hand is blocked. So if we are able to remain under all conditions at peace, that means we have no desires. And when we are at peace with ourselves, we are nearest to the divine. See? And therefore, karma is not done for fulfilling the desires. Karma is done for the purification of the mind. Impurity is desires. See? Now see what happens. These are so simple things, but it never clicks to us. When there is a desire, what is the anatomy of a desire? In the womb of the mind is the fetus of something to what we have given importance. Now, for example, if I have this desire that so many people should be there, nobody should get up in between, nobody should talk. If this desire I have, it will happen. Net result, I will be disturbed. If I am very clear whether they are sitting silently or talking among themselves, does it make any difference? Do you think those who are silent, they are listening? See how simple it is? Therefore, when there is no desire, you are pure. Any desire creates disturbance in the mind. So, karmani chitte shuddhyartham. Then, aikagrartham upasana is done so that we train our mind to be focused on to the goal. It is for this purpose, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi now tells, how do we work in life? Ishwararpitam nechaya krutam chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. Ishwararpitam. Whatever we are doing, if we are doing it for the sake of God, what will be that? Rather, what should be that? I will not say what will be that. Because many places I have seen, they have got their nice temple in their house, but the whole temple and the gods and all the contents are as if from 1857, they have not cleaned that temple. If you are a real Vaishnava, if you are a real devotee, every day the gods should be removed, properly given bath, cleaned, fresh chandan, kumkum, tilakam, fresh flowers. The lamp post is clean and neat. There is no other garbage in the room. Then you are devoted to Lord. So if we are doing something for God, then what happens? Our mind is pure because we are doing something out of respect and reverence. Now, for example, I am talking to you. Now, am I talking to you to teach you? Am I talking to you to show that I know? Or I am talking as my offering at the feet of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi? Three options are there. And if the third option is taken by me, then there will never be any disturbance. Such a person is doing the karma, but he is not influenced by the karma. This is one. Now the second aspect. See? The other day in Delhi, we were going by car and one Amma, she was driving. And when the red light came, this happened many years before, maybe 30 years before also. So I told, I said, Mama, you are a Punjabi, you are in Delhi, and a red light you stop. You should, like a bull, go ahead. And she followed. So we crossed the red light. And the police caught. Stop. Then I told the police, I said, hey, don't punish her. I will pay the charges, whatever, because He drew on my account. He gave me the highest knowledge. Therefore, I told you, if you are in a process of learning 24/7, you are working on spiritual path. So he told me, hey Babaji, do you know? I said, what? Traffic rules are applied only on the driver and not on the passenger. Now tell me, what more Bhagavan Krishna wants to come in your life? Ishwararpitam yad yad karma karomi tat tat akilam shambho tavaradana. If our life is driven by God's will, He is the driver, we are the passengers. And therefore, a devotee does not do karma. And because he doesn't do the karma, there is no karma phala. See? But we do the karma and we have an abhiman of that. I do this, I do this. No, 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 no. See? Therefore, when things are done as our duty towards the divine, no karma is created. Ishwararpitam. Then Nechaya Kritam. We are not doing it because I want something. No. Why we do it? Just to fulfill our obligations in life. It is so important. I don't know if I told, because I keep on running here and there constantly around the year, around the world. So some people feel pity. And they say, Swamiji, you are running too much. Why don't you stay in one place, have a nice ashram, at least something it will be good for you. I said, okay. From now onwards, I will not go anywhere. I will stay in your house. No, 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 Swamiji, we don't mean that. See? You are respected as long as you are not available. घर की मुर्गी. Sometimes it was the other way around. घर की दाल मुर्गी बराबर. The dal was very expensive. See, friends, Ishwararpitam Nechaya Kritam. When this is practiced, then what happens? Chitta Shodhakam. This is what I told you. Karmani Chitta Shuddhyartham. Chitta Shodhakam. Now, what is the purification of the mind? Purification of the mind is at the time of whatever we are supposed to do, we are performing at the bliss level and not at the blister level. See, imagine, if I am talking to you happily, after my talk is over, I am through. But if I have this notion that I am talking to you, and after my talk is over, then all of you give me the standing ovation. Oh, Swamiji, you spoke so well. And thereafter, I will become happy. So what I have done unknowingly, I have postponed my happiness in the future period of time, and the key of my happiness is in your pocket. So after the lecture is over, you will neither say it was good or bad, you will simply turn your face and go away. So while talking, I am not happy. Afterwards, I am not happy. What is the use of such a life? God created us only to express happiness. Like this mic and this mic. This fellow was not doing well, whatever reason. So we are not using it, we use the proper one. In the same manner, he is searching for a right kind of instrument. Therefore, friends, real spiritual practice is we should be so empty that the divine fills in. God doesn't come from outside. I'll tell you one example. Recently it happened in probably Bhimpura. We had a retreat there. In retreat we have got 4 lectures a day. Morning meditation lecture, 2 lectures before lunch and 1 in the afternoon, evening time. So when there were about 100 people staying together, living together. So when I was talking to them, this example popped up in my mind. Because this is what I do every time. Any suitcase you take in your life, whenever you are going, any suitcase, it is always small. And then we complain, Jagah nahi hai yaar. Put something. Jagah doesn't come from outside. Then empty unwanted contents of your suitcase, the space is already there. Exactly. We are like a suitcase. And in the suitcase, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, friends, enemies, mine, yours, such a garbage is filled in that the divinity that we are is unable to express. Then what has to be done? God doesn't come from outside. He is suffocating inside. So when you start emptying yourself, then God expresses. Like when you remove the contents from your suitcase, space is already there. And how do we know there is a space in the suitcase? You can add something more. In the same manner, how do we know we have become completely empty? Then God expresses in the emptiness. And the expression of God is only bliss, only happiness, without any cause. We are happy because no cause. Uncreated bliss is God. Therefore, in Ramcharitmanas, it is said, Bhagwan Rama was born. So what Tulsidaji writes? Bhaye pragata krupala dina dayala. Bhagwan manifests. He is not born. So, Chitta Shodhakam. Chitta Shodhakam, now the mind is slowly getting emptied. An empty mind is the place where divinity expresses. Chitta Shodhakam and Mukti Sadhakam. Now, such a mind which is not preoccupied with the extrovertedness, that mind alone is available for being with yourself. Normally, what we do, we come across these kinds of things. We have only one thing about our mind, and that is complaining about the mind. Swamiji, mind is so disturbed, what should I do? Whose mind disturbed? Your or mine? Of course, my mind is. Then you do what you're like, your mind. Don't complain about the mind. Work on the mind. And then working can happen when we start learning from every experience of our life. Then you will come to know one day. Very simple thing. No thought can erupt without the seed of Mr. Somebody. If there is a nice uh, place, well done, nice soil, everything fresh, watered, and then you are waiting for the plant to grow. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Hey, what is happening? Nothing is growing in your plot. So many things are growing. Did you sow some seeds? No. Can the plants grow without the seeds? Can there be thoughts without the seed of somebody? Mukti sadhakam. No more thoughts pertaining to relative world. Now try this experiment we do in every talk. Try this. This is just a small experiment to understand what is the mukti sadhakam, what is the mind which is qualified for liberation. First experiment. Become husband or wife and think. Stop. Second experiment. Become parents or children and think. Stop. Now remain as nobody, and think, stop. Now let us analyze this experiment. When you became husband or wife, thoughts were pertaining to wife or husband respectively. When you became parents or children, thoughts are pertaining to children or parents. When you are nobody, no thoughts. So instead of complaining, we have to learn to whatever we have given importance. That is the cause of disturbances in the mind. See, is anybody born with a cigarette in the mouth and a lighter in the hand? How do we start smoking? We see the billboard, and there one useless young man is sitting on a motorcycle, and there is a cigarette in his mouth, and there is a equal useless girl sitting behind, and she puts her hand around him and lit the cigarette, and this young man, good for nothing, unemployed, he looks at it and starts imagining, and slowly, first cigarette, second cigarette, third cigarette, afterwards, cigarette starts smoking him rather than he is smoking the cigarette. And then we say, I can't give up smoking. Friends, spiritual life is getting rid of the acquired nature and allowing the inherent nature of ours to express. Inherently, essentially, we are divine. Essentially, you are a man. But then, with some conditioning, you became husband. Now, who is disturbed? Man is never disturbed. Husband is never happy. Now, this husband who is not happy, show him he is husband and he is man? No. Where is he? So, these non existing entities are miserable. That doesn't mean you have to divorce. No. Then, don't take wife seriously. See, take these day-to-day examples, then it will mean something. So, chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. Then slowly you will discover your own techniques of spiritual life. One technique I tell you. Spiritual life is every event of our life is a spiritual examination. Everything. Had there been no problem presented before Arjun by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, will Arjun ever ask about the truth? See? Therefore, every problem is a reminder for us to change our direction of life. Now, after having said this thing, so karma is done for purification of the mind, and then only we can dive deep into our own being. Now, the next topic comes the Upasana. Now, on the fourth mantra, if you like, you can repeat after me. Kaya Vang Manaha Karyamuttamam Pujanam Japas Chintanam Kramat. Now, the next step is, though karma is at the physical level, now we come to the mind level. So, what is Upasana? Kaya, body, Vang, speech, Manaha, mind. Karyam Uttamam. What is the best thing that should be done by these three instruments? These are the three instruments common to all of us. Now, what is the best thing that should be done by this thing? So, by the body, pujanam. Till such time we take ourselves to be body, we require a support of Saguna Sakara Bhagavan. When you are awake and you are in front of God, that time you have rules and regulations. When you are in the temple, you should not do this, you should not do that. Suppose you go to the temple and sleep. After you sleep, then there are no rules and regulations on you because you are no more there. Therefore, till such time we consider ourselves to be body, we must have Saguna Sakar Upasana. See, friends, that slowly helps us in focusing our attention. Now, see what happens. Those, because I had done it for years together. So much of puja I used to do with the Purusha Suktam, chanting and everything. 2-3 hours. Now during these 2-3 hours, there is a particular sequence, the Shodashapochar puja, mantras, and how to put the chandanam. You can't put chandanam with this finger, you have to put with this thing. And then different gods have got different choices. Our Bhole Baba, he wants white flower and white this thing, vibhuti. Then Vishnu Bhagwan, he wants yellow and yellow chandan. Devi Mata, she wants red and everything red. You have to remember and do it slowly. By this puja, you become aware of what you are doing at a given period of time. Otherwise, life becomes mechanical. If you go to any temple, I am not condemning anybody, don't misunderstand me. If you go to any temple, you see the Panditji who are doing puja, Ashtottara Nama or Om Narayana and Bhagwan is trying to catch it. Kahan gaya, kahan gaya, kahan gaya. Because it is becoming mechanical. Puja is done so that we become focused. Focusing our attention on the given job is spiritual practice. Therefore, by the body, we become the puja, do the puja of the Lord. And then, Vang, by the speech, we engage ourselves in chanting the Lord's name. I tell you, my friends, thoughts are not problem. Many of us complain about the thoughts in the mind. Tell me, when our eyes are open, we can see the things. Is it a problem? If we cannot see, then it is a problem. Our ears are open. If we are hearing, is it a problem? No. If we can't hear, there is a problem. Similarly, if there are thoughts in the mind, why it should be a problem? If we cannot think, then it is a problem. Then, thoughts are no problem, first step. The second step. Then what is the problem? Problem is the flow of thoughts. Next time you go to Godavari or Ganges, see there. When you take bath in Ganges, you enjoy it. But suppose the Ganges are in floods and the water is flowing very fast. You go there. Water doesn't carry you. It is the flow of waters that carries us. In the same manner, thoughts are no problem. Flow of thought carries us. And how the flow of thought is created, be very attentive. Flow of thought is created when the theme of the thought is finite. For example, theme is, I want a cup of tea. So theme is cup of tea finite. Next thought, where is the kettle? I don't know why they didn't keep the kettle. Third thing, oh, I got it. But where is the plug point? I got it. Fourth thought, but where is the water? Should I take the tap water? Should I take this thing then? You get that solution. Then you start this. Oh God, electricity gone. How does this happen? So what is the theme? I want a cup of tea. Now take other example. Your theme is Bhagavan. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramanaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramanaya. That thought is complete in itself. There is nothing more to be added. And therefore, when the thought is about the complete or infinite, next thought will not be born. It is for this purpose japa sadhana is indicated in our scriptures. But what we do? There also we create a flow of thought. All the gods get confused. Hey, is he calling you? No, it's not my name. It is mechanically done. So how to do japa? Be very attentive. Japa is done not as a punishment. Then, how do we take the Ayurvedic medicine and how do we take a chocolate? Do we take the Ayurvedic medicine? We take that worst kind of medicine Ayurvedic is the Kutajanishta. Do you know the philosophy of Ayurveda? They give you so bitter medicine. So to avoid the next dose, the patient says, I am okay. The disease is better than the medicine. That is the philosophy of this Ayurveda. So we are chanting the Lord's name as if it is Ayurvedic medicine. No. And when we take chocolate, do we put the chocolate in the mouth and take a glass of water and gulp it? No, it is parked in the parking lot and it continues for half an hour. Now and then. In the same manner, chant Lord's name like you chant or chew the chocolate. He fades. And therefore, it is not important how many times you chant. What is important is how much time you are with the divine. Suppose you chant Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram. Every letter of the mantra permeates in and through all the cells of your body. You only heard. What is your experience at this moment? Your thought process has come to a halt. And when we do this kind of japa, then we extend the gap between two mantras. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. When there is a likelihood of some thought coming, again fire. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. With this practice, slowly we train our mind to remain thought free. It is for this purpose, Bhagavan says, Pujanam japa. The japa is done by the speech so that the mind is quiet. And third, manaha chintanam. That quiet mind alone can reflect on the principles of truth. Normally, our mind is engaged in chinta, not chintanam. Chinta is worry, chintanam is contemplation. Both are thoughts. Worries bury us, and contemplation releases us from the wrong notions. Therefore, when we are doing upasana, where is our attention? Is our attention on the world or our attention is on our mind? If attention is on the mind, then upasana is going in the right direction. Now to understand this, we'll do another experiment. It's not difficult. Give it a try. Think whatever you like for a minute. Think whatever you like. Now, next experiment. Okay, think whatever you like, but one condition. Don't use words. Think without using words. Anything? I have not done anything. It is your direct experience. So what we have to learn? Mind is unmanifest speech and speech is manifest mind. So if we are chanting the Lord's name, first of all, the erratic thinking process is arrested, and then when we focus attention more on the silence between the two names, to that extent, we are getting ourselves absorbed in the mind. Therefore, thought free mind is consciousness. It is for this purpose that Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi told us, Kaya Vang Manaha Karya Uttamam. What is the best thing that should be done by our body, speech and mind? By body, engage yourself in the physical puja of the Lord. By the speech, chant the Lord's name. And the third, Chintanam, think about the divine, that you are. Now, this is the principle. Now, how do we practice it? Next mantra tells, Jagata Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Bhrut Deva Pujanam Jagataha Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam. Look upon the world as Ishadhi. Look upon the world as nothing but directly the God Himself. What does it mean? How the mother looks at her child. The child is seen separately. But what is her experience? And the same child is seen by some other lady. What is her experience? So the mother takes her child, even if he is dumb, useless, yet the mother glorifies. Oh, my son is so intelligent. How it is possible, Mama? He is your son. How can he be intelligent? So, for the mother, the child is the most wonderful child. For the other lady, it is not. What is the reason? The reason is mother sees the child as her own extension. Although separate, yet one with. Jagataha Ishadi. Be very attentive. We look at the world as we have discovered ourselves to be. When I take myself to be a man, what is the world? Man and woman. When I take myself to be a sannyasi, what is the word? Sannyasi and not sannyasi. When I take myself to be a Telugu, then I am a Telugu, others are non-Telugu. See? And when I take myself to be divine, then everything is divine. And for that, puja is indicated. So, Jagataha Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam. Ashtamurti Bhrut. Now, there are 8 murtis of the God. Deva Pujanam, that is the puja of God. Which are those Ashtamurti? The 5 great elements. See? The space, air, fire, water, earth, 5. And the sun, the moon, and the living beings. Totally 8. These 8 are God. Simply telling is not enough. See? So if the space is God, we must keep the space clean and neat. If the air is God, we must not pollute the air. If the fire is God, we must offer oblations to the God in the Yajna Kunda. If the water is God, we must not pollute it. And if earth is God, our house should be so spick and span. Otherwise, our house is worse than the railway platform. See, friends, it is necessary wherever we live, it should be so clean and neat. Devotee doesn't mean just living somehow or the other. No. There's a joy in that. See, friends. Otherwise, it becomes so disgusting. And then we think, I am the pujari, I do the puja. No, no way. See, there is a simple rule. How you dress and how you address tells the quality of your life. This I learned from one military subedar. There was some children's camp and he was also there. So after my talk was over, I said, sir, you please tell something to our children. And he gave this message. He said, look at your Swami. And he said, see how neatly he is dressed. How you dress and how you address tells the quality of your life. Simple living and high thinking is mistaken by many of us, shabby living and stupid thinking. See, you take our Prime Minister, throughout the world he goes. Don't we feel good when we look at him? When we go to the temple, take darshan of the God, don't we dress properly and go? See, these are so simple things in life. When in this manner we are honoring the life in its totality, so the surrounding where we stay must be clean and neat. This is one of the reasons in the morning when I was taking breakfast here. They didn't want me to take, but I forced myself. Sometimes you have to force, otherwise you don't get anything. Even the children don't get food unless they cry. I know that. So when I went out for the first time, oh, it is so neat, clean. You feel like staying here. Ah, very beautiful place. First is Bhagavan. Second is all surroundings are neat and clean. There is no rubbish anywhere. See? Therefore, first of all, these Pancha Mahabhutas should be respected by keeping everything clean and neat. Then the sixth Murti of the God is Surya, the sun, the moon, and the beings. Now, how do we do the worship of the sun? We must begin our day before the sunrise. Brahma Murta may not be 3 o'clock, at least 5 o'clock. Those who wake up after the sunrise, they are called as Surya Vamshi. And such people, this comes in a what you call Puran. It comes there. Those who wake up after the sunrise, in their next life, they become Khatmal. Khatmal, you know, bed bug. This comes in Khatmal Mahapuran. So next time you wake up very late, then anywhere you see the bed bug, Mama, Papa, I am coming next life. How you begin your day makes everything in your life. Begin your day in an inspired mode. See? An inspiration begins when your theme is inspired. So start your day in a very nice, dynamic way and not a very agitated way. Cool but dynamic. Then you can spend some time, little bit exercise, then little bit of chanting the Lord's name, everything. Every day taking bath. Oh, is it necessary? Yes. In this manner, when we start respecting the sun before the sun comes, we are presentable to him. He doesn't have to come and wake up. Are yaar utho na main aa gaya. No. Then the worship of the moon. Worship of the moon is we must have a regular practice of controlling our diet. It is for this purpose our religion tells we must have Ekadashi or Guruvar or some day or the other so that our Madhya Pradesh does not become overloaded and doesn't get destroyed. Your health is directly proportionate to the quality of your stomach, what we call Madhya Pradesh. If Madhya Pradesh is good, your Uttar Pradesh will work properly. When these two Pradesh work properly, South India will be best. So keep yourself healthy. And then last is Ashtamurti Prut, the Jivas, the beings. See, friends. You must have seen here when you are going somewhere, the car stops, then the beggars come. Attracted there. If you have to give, you give. If you don't have to give, at least don't become bitter inside. Protect yourself. It is not necessary that you have to give to everybody. Don't give, doesn't matter. But don't spoil your mind. Once I was going in Bombay with somebody, big Sethji, sitting with him. Driver was driving. Somewhere traffic, one healthy young man, maybe in his late 20s or mid 30s, he came with the flowers and all that for selling. So my friend told me, very elderly man, he said, Swamiji, how these people are not working at all? Why they don't work? I said, I don't know, you ask them. So he put down the glass. He said, you are so healthy, why don't you work? He said, Babaji, you take my job for one day. Start begging how difficult it is. Everybody gives only advice, nobody gives money. I will do your job. You do my job, and then you see how difficult it is. We are not taking it. Mehnat kar rahe. When he said like this thing, He put up the glass and told me, Swamiji, see how rubbish he is. He is talking unnecessarily. In my own mind, I said, who is talking unnecessarily? Did he talk to you? Therefore, our Mahamantra, I told you, देखो, सुनो, मत बोलो. No comment on anything or anybody in the world. Whenever we comment, our mind gets polluted. If the comment is negative, we become bitter. If the comment is positive, we become attached. As much hatred is bad, that much attachment is bad. Be with everyone, but don't give up your tuning with the divine. Therefore, Ashtamurti Vruddeva Pujanam. By this practice, when you start living your life, then alone we are following the Upasana. Now, in this Upasana, we go from the gross to the subtle. How it is in the next mantra, Bhagavan says, Uttamastavat Uchchamandataha Chittajam Japadhyanam Uttamam. Now he tells slowly straight. First we have finished the puja, Deva Pujanam. That means how do we conduct ourselves with the world? Our conduct with the world should be in a respectful manner, not in a disgusting manner. It is one of the highest quality, friends. This principle, if we learn, it will happen. We don't have to do anything. Whenever we respect the one who is giving respect, he or she is benefited, not the one to whom respect is given. How simple it is. It's our day-to-day experience. When we go and bow before Bhagavan, is he benefited? What can he get out of us? A bundle of confusion. Then who is benefited? We are benefited. Therefore, this is the most important principle, that the puja at a gross body level, if it is viewed with this attitude of respect and reverence for everything in this world, we are growing spiritually. Suppose you respect somebody, and if that somebody comes in front of you, do we feel bad or we feel good? Hey, Swamiji has come, I'm so happy. Why? If nothing happens to Swamiji, on the contrary, it is a problem for him. But because we are having respect and reverence, we are benefited. Therefore, the gross conduct in the life, what is called as the puja, should be with an attitude of respect and reverence for everything and every being. Never have a negative thing. If you don't like, never mind. It is not possible to love everything, but it is possible not to hate anybody. Keep away. After this gross part is taken care of, then we come to the subtle part. So from the puja, we come to the japa. Uttamastavat Uchchamandataha Chittajam Japa Dhyanam Uttamam. So, Uttamastavat. So, first of all, our mind has to be controlled, brought together. So, we have tabla, peti, 2, 3, 4 singers. You must have seen the Shirdi Sai Baba's, particularly Satya Sai Baba group. They have all on this instrument and they sing bhajans. And each bhajan is not more than 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So that they keep on changing, and there are so many people together can remain together, consolidated and engage in one activity. So many supports are there. Suppose somebody is singing like my voice is horrible, is manufacturer's defect, what can I do? So if somebody is singing very bad, then you know, anyway, after 3 minutes he will stop. Don't worry. See? So our mind is so horrible, it doesn't stay in one place, on one theme for a long period of time. Therefore, first of all, bhajan kirtan. And you will see for bhajan kirtan there will be huge crowds. The majority of us fall in that category. There is one Mahatma, he met me somewhere in Kumbh Mela. So when I saw his picture, a big huge cutout, so I went, and when I wanted to do namaskar to him, he lifted me and hugged me and said, Swamiji, no, you should not do namaskar. I said, okay, I withdraw my namaskar. No problem. Then he said to me, Swamiji, you are a hall brand Mahatma. I am a Pendal brand Mahatma. I said, please explain what you want to say. He said, for my satsanga, there will be 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 people coming. For your satsanga, there will be 50, 100, 120 like that. Yes. Do you know why? I said, no, you tell me. He said, because in our satsanga, people come with the whole family. They know they are going to get good food and all that. Therefore, they come. In your satsanga, you come, sit for 1 hour and go back. You get nothing. Not only that, you do not talk about fulfillment of desires. If you come and do this puja, do this dakshina, this thing, then your desire will be fulfilled. Here you are going contrary. Fulfillment of desire is not spiritual practice. Who wants that? So I told him, I said, you know, I look at the same thing in a different way. There are 4 places where people gather. First is Bollywood free invitation for dance. Huge crowds. Second place, hospitals. Huge crowds. Third thing, temples. Tirupati Balaji. Huge crowds. Fourth, gym. Now see the number of people. Pre-Bollywood gathering, maximum crowd. Why? All bhogi. Then hospitals, all rogi. Then the temples, all kami. They want to fulfill their desires. And who go to the gym? Those who are healthy and want to maintain their health. Our satsanga is like that. Here we don't come. If I come here, I will get a promotion. No, you will not get. Hey friends, therefore, real spiritual practice is freedom from the virus of desire. Hey friends, once you are taken care of by him, life becomes so beautiful and fantastic. And therefore, from the gross, now we come to the subtle. Uttama is huge crowds, tabla, peti, singers, dance and everything good, very good. Then, as compared to the external thing, Uccha Mandataha. So first of all, we chant Uccha. Now be attentive. The japa is chanted at 4 levels. What I am talking to you, it is called as the Vaikhari Vani. Vaikhari Vani means that speech which is audible to others, and that speech where the object and the word indicating the object, they are separate. For example, this is a mic. The mic doesn't know this is a mic. Then word mic is in me. So Vaikhari Vani is that speech wherein we are operating in the waking experience where the word and the object indicating the word, they are separate. We start from here. Second thing is we come to the Madhyama Vani. Madhyama Vani is that speech where it is not heard by others, but we are talking to ourselves. Like, most of us are all the time lost in this thing. See, after I go from here, I have to do this thing, I have to do that. You are here in satsanga and mind is going on. I have to do this thing, I have not done. Madhyama Vani. Now, the practice is first purify your Vaikhari Vani. And for that, chant the Lord's name with your speech. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Slowly, slowly, the Lord's name will purify our Vaikhari Vani, and also the Vaikhari Vani becomes mature enough. Then the japa from the Vaikhari Vani naturally descends in our Madhyama Vani. Then, when you are not talking to anybody, the japa will continue in your mind. You don't have to require any efforts. See? Like the moment I lie down on the bed, my japa starts. I don't have to do. Because practice. So from the Vaikhari, it migrates to the Madhyama Vani. Now, we have done this experiment. Speech is nothing but the manifest mind is speech. So mind is the cause, speech is the effect. Like gold is the cause, ornament is the effect. So are the ornaments something other than the gold? Yes and no. Why yes? Because name and form. Gold, no name, no particular form. In the same manner, mind without differentiation and speech only about differentiation. So when we thus chant Lord's name again and again, slowly, slowly, all the differences about the world disappear. Now the mind is focused only on the Lord's name. And thereafter, the mind becomes so pure that even the chanting of the Lord's name by the Madhyama Vani, that also stops. And we enter deep silence without going to sleep. In that, the truth is revealed. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavad Gita. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato munehe. Pashyato munehe, the one who is awakened to his essential nature. What is his experience? He is awakened to that principle to which average people are sleeping. And he is sleeping to that world to which average people are awake. See how important it is. Meaning, although perceiving the duality, but there is no impact of duality. Like the relation between the mother and the child. The mother is seeing the otherness, but there is no impact of otherness. The wise men live in this world under this status. They are like every one of us, but their experience is totally different. They are able to see the common denominator. We are seeing what are the differences. Those who are able to see the common denominator in the differences, they are jewelers. Who is a jeweler? A person goes to buy the ornaments. Now the ladies, they will be carried away by the glitter, name, design, etc. But the jeweler will be having his attention only on the gold. How much carat it is. How much gold is there. One person went to a jeweler to give his wedding ring for money. I will return this money within 1 week. Please keep it. So the jeweler took it, and then he wanted to rub it on Shaligram stone. The moment he said, he said, don't do that, don't do that. Why? It is my wedding ring. Don't rub it against the stone like that. Jeweler said, your wedding ring keep with you. I am interested only in the gold. See, wise people, they are functioning in the duality without losing their contact with the divinity. My friend, this is what you can get the best example in our Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. He was very much in this world, and therefore he was hardly talking. There is nothing to talk about. So, Uttamandataha Chittajam Japaha. Now we have discarded the whole world, and we have come back to the origin of the sound. Origin of the sound is silence. Now, to remain in this divine experience, try two things. Number one, do not talk to yourself. Plus, add one more parameter. Listen to silence. This is the process of meditation according to Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. Normally, meditation is an act. Do meditation. Then they talk about one level meditation, second level meditation, third level meditation. No. It is the process of undoing and unbecoming. So what we are trying this. Don't talk to yourself. So you are unbecoming the speaker. Then listen to silence. You are becoming unlistener to the sounds. These two things together. External sounds don't disturb us. And we do not create sounds because we are not talking to ourselves. The manifest mind goes back to unmanifestation. There is no creation. Bhagavad Gita says, Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidananyeva tatra ka paridevana. Nothing is created, nothing is destroyed. Everything is unmanifest, manifest, unmanifest, manifest. When ornaments are made out of gold, is something put on them? No. All the ornaments are inherent and unmanifest in the gold. All the waves are inherent and unmanifest in the ocean. They don't come from outside. In the same manner, this whole world is inherent and unmanifest in us. When we sleep, where are we? Space gone. When are we? Time gone. What are we? Body gone. But we are still there. See, my friends, this is what Bhagavan says, Chitta Janjapa Dhyanamuttamam. So slowly, the external gross bhajan kirtan, then chanting the Lord's name, then doing it slowly with the Madhyama Vani, and ultimately we merge in the Pashanti Vani. In Pashanti Vani, the object and the word indicating the object, they are not yet separated. All the great masters live in Pashanti Vani. Therefore, although they are one with the divine, yet they are playing the game of relative existence. Like Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. Dhyanamuttamam. To understand this, only one example I feel the best example. Let our mind be like a mirror. Mirror reflects everything, rejects nothing, doesn't get influenced by anything. At the same time, retains nothing. Therefore, mirror has no past. Therefore, mirror has no personality. This is what our happy mantra says. शत्रु मित्रे माँ कुरु यत्नम विग्रह संधो. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. Don't create friends, don't create enemies. This is ध्यानम उत्तमम. Therefore, ध्यान देते हैं, ध्यान करते नहीं. Anything you do, it will begin in time, it will end after some time. Most of us get lost in this meditation, funny thing. So, half an hour meditation, rest of the day frustration. We have to live 24/7 in meditation. See? Our condition is like, I observe Ekadashi, decided, okay, very good. Today is what? Dashmi. Tomorrow Ekadashi, I don't have to, no, you don't have to eat. Okay. Then Dashmi I eat so much that tomorrow I should not be feeling hungry. Then Ekadashi comes. Then on Ekadashi, what are the things which can be eaten? That also we eat. Then comes Dvadashi, Badla of the earlier 2 days. Whom are we cheating? Dear friends, the more we remain aware of this thing, we are in this world just to be, not to become anything. Our status of being is attained in deep sleep. Like when we go to sleep, we put our phone for charging. In the same manner, when we go to sleep, we put ourselves with the mains, with the divine. And when we are awake, fully charged. So what we do after we are awake, we take the phone and start again WhatsApp, talk, 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 talk. By the time we are out of the bed, again the battery is discharged. Exactly the same way. We sleep, we are fresh overnight, and again we get up in the morning, but not out of the bed. But we are on the bed and tossing like dosa. First this way, then this way, then this way, and finally Bhujangasana. And ultimately, the pressure comes on the stomach. Then, by nature's call, we get up naturally. Horrible. Hey friends, let us lead our life in such a manner that we are always living in utter awareness. That is Dhyanam Uttamam. Now, what is the quality of this Dhyanam? What is the best one? This is said in the 7th mantra. We'll take it in our tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.